Alright YouTubers, this is my leisure travel, and I'm on a trip and it's not winterized, so I'm letting as much of the water, there wasn't much water in there, drain out of the freshwater tank. Again, if you see that orange, that's just insulation around it that's kind of foam and over the years has broken off. It looks like rust, but it's not. So I'm letting all that drain out, and then I'm going to do like a pseudo kind of winterizing. Alright, so all the water is drained out of the fresh tank. Put the plug back on. Whoa, I didn't mean to knock you around, YouTubers. If you look at that puddle under there, maybe a cup or two of water came out, because again, it was pretty much empty. Now we'll work on the inside. I'm doing a winterizing, air quotes, pseudo winterizing, because I don't have my air compressor. My van is small enough that I just blow out the lines with an air compressor. But as I just said, I don't have them, and it's been down below in the high 30s at night. So it is time to do this. I should have done it before I took off on this trip. So I have a tub, put that in the sink, turn the pump on, and I'm just going to try to pump all the water that I can out of this. I'll let it run. And I obviously don't want it to go down the drain. That's why I'm putting it in here. There we go. Okay, in the toilet, I put one of the puppy pads down, and I'm just going to run the water and let that soak it up. There we go. Again, I don't want it to go down, and I'm not opening the chute to put the stuff down inside. I'll do this 2 or 3 times and I'll let that stop. And then the little sink, I'll put another little tub in there. All right, as you can see, I just spilled a little. That's about how much water I've gotten out of there. All right, this is my outside shower. Actually, it doesn't work. It's kind of broken, but I never use it, so I haven't fixed it yet. So I'm just gonna turn the water on right here. So you can hear it bubbling. I'll take the hose and junk out of there. There's not much in there, so we're good with that. Now I'm gonna go back inside and repeat all that stuff a couple more times. So yeah, you can still hear the pump running. Turn this back on. Once again, when you start hearing that air come out, that's a good thing. Trying to push whatever little water's left inside out. Close them back up. We'll go back inside to a cat who's driving me crazy. Vin, you gotta move, buddy. Keek, you're not driving me crazy, are you? Also, these are my dehumidifiers. I got one here. You can see how much water's in there. In 2 weeks, I've filled them once and took them out. Here's the other one. Same thing, you can see the water in there. These little dehumidifiers really do a great job. So I've kept the pump running to build up pressure. You can see it still spits a little bit out. I'll let it keep going, but I think I'm pretty much there. I'll fiddle with it a little bit more, and then I'll come back and close this whole thing with you. This is pretty much how everybody does it, you know, getting all the water out. And then what most people do next is they pump antifreeze, RV antifreeze, all through the lines until it comes out. I never do that. I use an air compressor to pump them all out, and it's worked fine for me the years I've had this RV. Like I said again, I don't have that. So what I will do is once I turn the pump off, I'm just going to leave all the nozzles open. So if there is any water left in there and it ices and it tries to push it out, it'll have a place to go is my thought process until I can get them blown out the way I want to do. So I'm going to do that on all the faucets and then we should be good. All right, we're back in the bathroom sink. Pump's still running, getting a little bit more out of there. You start hearing that air, it's a good thing. Again, this is 3 or 4 times. You just keep going back and forth. There's one other thing I want to show you, a little quick update that's got nothing to do with this, but you know, updates are fun, so hold on. This is that little project I did to put a tarp over the top of my AC unit. I've left it for, it's been 10 days, 2 weeks, I'm not sure even what today is, but I left the bungee cords there, tied there, inside there, and we've had rain and quite a bit of wind, and it has held fast. So this project's going to work. Now, most likely, I still will tuck it up in there. I can tuck it at the bottom of the AC up in there, and it should stay there without a problem. So if you have similar things where your AC sits in a tub and fills up with junk, or you get that rare leak through your AC that I've actually had people ask me about it. My AC leaks, and I showed you inside where you just turn a little knob and it tightens down the seal. I've never really had. I had a couple drops once, nothing major, but this will protect all that. But most importantly, I won't have birds putting a nest in there and then having a horrible, yeah, it smelled so bad when the little baby birds died in there. So yeah, happy with that idea. All right, I'll take that tub out, but I'll keep it in there. And that's RV antifreeze. Now, if you've been RVing a while, you know what this stuff is all about. But if you haven't, and so many people haven't, you can't throw a one-eared diabetic cat without hitting an RVer now. Just pour it in there. I try to pour it in slow because you're just trying to put it in the trap. All right, that's more than plenty. What I do here on my floor, this is my kitchen floor, my hallway, my bathroom, and my shower. And there's a drain in the middle of the floor. So I'm going to pour RV antifreeze in the trap. It doesn't take a lot. That's probably even more than I need. Well, we're going to come back to this. Let's see. That might help a bit. This is my sink, my bathroom sink. And I'm going to pour some into that trap. It's hard to do. Now, the toilet, which nobody wants to talk about. I'm going to put about that much down into the black tank. And then, what this helps with is, like, once a year I also like to, that rubber seal that stops the stank from coming back up. It's good to keep the antifreeze in there to keep that seal in good shape so it doesn't leak. If you come back and you see either water, or in this case antifreeze, is no longer in the bowl, then your seal is leaking, which also means stink's coming up. But that's a quick and simple way of a pseudo winterization until I get back to my air compressor. I lied to you. I forgot something. All right, now I'm gonna wipe up that RV antifreeze. This is something I don't know if other people do this. This is what I do, and I have a reason for it. Now I'm going to take a disinfectant wipe. So I poured RV antifreeze down here, right? You know that because you just saw me do it. And the reason I'm doing this is because I have cats. So now what I do is I'm going to take some duct tape and I am going to tape over my drain. I used way too much, but it's already down. Why I do this is I plan to still winter camp. I always winter camp, but I keep their water dish here. So if it spills, which it does a lot, either them or me knocking it over, I don't want the water going into the trap and possibly freezing and causing problems, which I doubt they would cause huge problems, but why take that chance? So I basically close off the drain so water can't get in there. And now that's how I winterize my Class B. It's an old Class B, but it's still in good shape, and I don't have any leaks, and I haven't had any problems with the way I do it, to include just using an air compressor to clean the lines out. But now we're done. Hey YouTubers, I'm actually getting to drive my friend's van a few miles, so that'll be interesting. I haven't driven another one. I didn't really want to drive it, but you know, I don't want it to make me not like mine as much, because mine is where it's at. But it's diesel, so it's a little loud. It's got a good view. All right, we'll see. All right, so I'm driving this other van. It's nice. Doesn't make me dislike Eddie. It's as loud as Eddie, at least, maybe a little bit. I am much closer to the windshield. I don't think this seat would work because it's not as wide as mine. And you know, I got that 17-pound diabetic one-eared cat that rides on my lap the whole way. I'm just videoing this with my cell phone. Don't those colors look pretty in the lake? And we're gonna winterize this. So I'll add it to the winterization, pseudo-winterization that I've already done on mine. I gotta say, the cell phone gives a very unfair representation of what the interior sound is. It's not that loud. This is a Freightliner Explorer on a Sprinter chassis with a Mercedes engine. Some of the rare Explorers on Sprinters. So that's it. Talk to you later. Alright, driving in a pretty good wind and how it's different. My Class B feels like the front end's getting pushed, and this feels like the back end's getting pushed. Like from the side, my nose feels like it's pushed like up by the driver's door. That's where I feel my push. And here, this feels like they're pushing the back quarter panel sideways. So it's a different feeling in the wind. Alright, YouTubers, we had to get more antifreeze, and I gotta tell you, being vegan, fried chicken smells really friggin' good. This place reeks of beautiful fried chicken smell. It ain't easy. Alright, YouTubers, we're winterizing another van the opposite way of mine gets winterized. We're gonna actually put RV antifreeze in here. So we drain the water tank. Next. Alright, when you drain your hot water tank, remember to release the pressure valve. That way your pants won't get all wet like this. And we put it on blocks to raise the side up a little so we can get the antifreeze in. Go ahead. So we drained all the water like in the video of mine, and now we're putting antifreeze in. Okay, and she has a pump that pumps it right out of the tube, sucking it out of the can. Very good way to do it. You can see it going in, you can see it emptying. So I gotta be honest, this is a really great setup. I'm a little envious. I wish mine was like this, that I could get antifreeze in that easy. But yeah, both ways work. Have a great and wonderful day.